too, down below. So we're live. Hi, this is Sandra Pelli, the Sandini. We are making a second attempt at this, and we are going to be successful this time. I am here with Gentrie Lee of Sacred Quilters, and we're totally grounded now. We're very excited to be doing this properly. Hop on. If you have any questions, throw them at us. Show the likes and loves. In the meantime, I'm going to introduce Gentrie Lee here. She is been involved in quilting for roughly 19 years. And as well, she's been doing shamanism for roughly 19 years. And she has brought these two modalities together and created this incredible vision, which really started to come to fruition. I believe it was probably a year ago or maybe even longer ago, because I know I was part of one of her classes called the Intentional Quilting. And what is this this healing quilt? Tell us about that so that we understand what the intentional quilting is more about afterwards. But what is the what's the word I just used? Healing quilts. What is that, please, Gentrie?
Healing quilts. I started actually a couple years ago when I did a mastermind with Marilyn, and it kind of brought during the mastermind, the retreat center was always in the background, but the healing quilts kind of became a part of that. And healing quilts is where, instead of just putting whatever energy we're feeling at the time when we're making art or making or creating an object, we intentionally infuse specific energies into pieces of art, quilts, whatever it is we're making. So when we're quilting, you know, I get great joy out of quilting. So I'm sure joy always goes into when I make quilts. But instead of just allowing whatever energies we're feeling go into what we're making, what if we intentionally put healing energy into a quilt? And what if we intentionally put, you know, love and support or whatever it is you want to put into it. So we have a large cancer center here in our rural area, which is a little uncommon for our rural area, but we do. And they give out anywhere from 50 to 70 quilts a year at our cancer center to people who are suffering from cancer. And I work with the group who makes these quilts, and they're just lap quilts, but I started playing with the healing energy in those quilts. Now, because I have no idea who they go to, because they just go to the hospital and they just, you know, they know this person's favorite color is purple. So they'll pick a quilt with lots of purple in it, you know, and give it to them. So I had no way of really knowing how it was affecting them. So that's when I started a study program where I would make a healing quilt, and people would sign up to receive them for whatever reason, for their own reasons, for somebody they knew, whatever. And I would send a journal with them for 4 weeks where they could try out the healing quilt, use it. And I asked them to use it every day, even if it was just for 15, 20 minutes, and record whatever they felt, if anything, even if they felt nothing, you know, just write, well, I didn't feel anything, you know, and write that down. Or if they felt something, or if it helped them the next day, you know, well, I didn't feel anything at that time, but the next day, you know, I didn't have a headache anymore, you know, or something, or, and then send the journal back to me so I could see how the quilts were affecting different people and with different illnesses and different things that they were getting them for. And I started noticing, you know, that it was helping people. And it was just as amazing to me as it probably is to everybody else. I was just like, how freaking awesome is that? You know,
you have a story too about a lady with migraines too, right? And how she was, how it was affecting her. Tell us a bit about that.
Yep. One of the gals who participated in the study suffered from chronic migraines, and they were debilitating. She had a really hard time functioning every day. She couldn't sleep at night, you know, and it just really affected her life. So she would sit with the quilt 15 to 20 minutes before she'd go to bed at night every night. And she noticed whenever she would use her quilt, she'd be able to sleep through the night. And because she was able to sleep through the night and get a good night's sleep, she wasn't having migraines the next day anymore. Her migraines actually went away. So she makes it her intention every night before she goes to bed. She sits in her chair with her quilt for 15, 20 minutes,
Wow.
and then she's able to sleep at night and not have migraines anymore.
I
So,
love that. I love that.
yeah.
That the energy of that is just fantastic. Because of these creating these quilts, this vision began to grow and become so much more. And you actually are doing classes and have done a class. I know I've participated in one called Intentional Quilting, where you are teaching others how to do this. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I did the intentional quilting class first. And that was, rather than healing quilts, it was a chakra quilt. And Sandra and one other gal and I made a chakra quilt where each row was dedicated to a chakra. And it was large enough to lay on. You know, you could lay it down on the floor if you're doing yoga, or lay on the couch and lay it over you. But so when the intent was that when you use that quilt, it would help align your chakras and help, you know, clear your chakras. So from there, it went to now developing a class where I can teach other people how to infuse their quilts or their artwork, their painting, sculptures, whatever it is they're doing, with intentional energy. We put energy into everything we do. You know, that's what attracts you to paintings and galleries. You know, when you see a painting and go, oh, you know, it's an energy connection with it. That's what attracts you to it, not just colors. So, you know, that was the whole, these energies into these quilts. So, and I just developed the class here just a few weeks ago. We've gotten that far. I'm in that in-between phase right now where I'm like, you know, we've got to set up a time frame to do a group class, or I can teach individually to individuals. And so we're in that process right now of getting that all set up. So
I just was posting some of the comments here. People are pretty excited about the work that you're doing. And now I know that this is so powerful with the quilts, but you've actually taken this a step further in two directions. One, teaching classes to artists, and also in this bigger vision that you have. But how about we just talk a little bit first about the lessons that you can teach other people that aren't necessarily quilters?
Yep. I just taught a one-on-one class with a gal who is a painter. She's an artist, a painter, and she sells paintings. That's how she makes her living. And we just tweaked it just a little bit so that she can use it when she's doing paintings and infuse her paintings with whatever energy it is she wants to infuse in them. I mean, you know how painters are, you know, it's kind of like quilters, all of our artists, you know, when you create something, sometimes there's a meaning behind it, why you're creating it and what's behind it. So putting that energy into that object. And so just by hanging a painting in your house, the energy that painting gives off can fill that whole room in that house. And you know, just by sitting in the same room with it, you can feel that and absorb that and get really good vibes and great vibes with it. I mean, and I'm super sneaky. I charge my husband's reading glasses. He wears them on his head all the time and, you know, just flips them down when he needs them. So I will, you know, take his reading glasses and I will charge them with just love and support and happiness and, you know, just some loving energy, and I'll set them back on the edge of the bed there where they're sitting. You know, it's about as good as wearing his reading glasses. So.
That sounds so absolutely intriguing. Do you have a few minutes to tell us or to guide us through something like that before we talk about the bigger vision that you have?
Sure. If you
wonderful.
have an object, it could be a pen, It can be a necklace. I have a stone necklace. You know, if you have a stone necklace, you can, or a pair of earrings that you wear all the time. Any object you carry with you, you know, or you can carry with you. I have a candle sitting right here, so I'm going to use this candle so that when I burn it, it'll give off some nice loving energies. So we're just going to take a deep breath. We're properly grounded now because we had to redo this. Hopefully this goes through good now. So take 2 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Bring those breaths down into your center. Okay, so we want to feel our energy, and if you can visualize your energy, that's awesome. To me, when I see my energy and focus on it, it is blue. So I will take some of my energy and we'll swirl it around in our heart chakra. Kind of gather up a little ball of it there. And we're going to take that little ball of energy and we're going to send a tendril up, kind of like an octopus tendril, straight up through your throat chakra, through your third eye and out your crown chakra, the top of your head. And there is divine light and energy up there. To me, it's sparkly white, and it's always around us. Divine energy is always around us. So we're going to take that tendril of energy of ours, and we're going to wrap it around some sparkly white divine energy. And we're going to pull that energy back down through our crown chakra, through our third eye, throat chakra, and down into our heart chakra. Give it a little swirl there. Clean out any residuals you might have hanging out there from the day before or whatever. Then you're going to take that energy and you're going to split it and run it across your shoulders, your chest to your shoulders, down your arms. And you're going to create 2 little balls of energy in your hands, the palm of your hands. Now you have your object in one hand and your other hand will be empty. And just imagine these balls of energy swirling around in your hands. And we're just going to hold those there while we take another tendril of energy from our heart chakra, our own energy, and we're going to shoot it down into the ground to Mother Earth. And to me, Mother Earth is a very rich green energy. And we're going to wrap our tendril of energy around hers and pull it up into our heart chakra. And we're going to swirl that energy around in our heart chakra and then take it out across our chest to our shoulders, down our arms. And we're going to swirl Mother Nature's energy in with divine energy. So you should have 3 colors swirling around in the balls of energy of your hands. And we're going to take our hands and put them together over the object we're holding. And sandwich it in there. And we're going to imagine that energy spinning around our hands, kind of tying our hands together, and then just soaking right through into the object you're holding. It's just saturating it. And we're going to tell them what we want to do with this energy. I call on the spirit of divine and Mother Earth to infuse this object with their loving and healing energy, so that whoever uses this object will feel the joy and happiness and love and peace of your energy, so that when they use this object, whatever is ailing them, whether it be emotional or physical, they will be healed of that issue. so that their bodies may heal themselves and live long. Amen, aho, and so it is. And we're just going to let that energy kind of marinate there in that object a minute. And I like to imagine like a butter knife above my crown chakra and just kind of slice through that white sparkly energy. We want to stop the flow, because if we don't stop the flow, we'll be pretty jacked up the rest of the day. So it's not that we're cutting our connection, we're just stopping that flow. Now all this white light and Mother Earth light that we have pulsing through our body still, we're going to gather that up in our heart chakra. And we're going to send it down to Mother Earth. And when it goes down through your body, through all your chakras, down your legs, you're going to take everything icky with it. It's going to take all the negativity, any aches and pains, whatever you're feeling. It's going to go down in the ground with it to Mother Earth. And she's going to take it, because she loves getting that divine energy direct. And then we're going to open our eyes. And now you have a little object that is charged with some loving and healing divine energy and from Mother Earth. And you can give it to whoever you feel you need to give it to, or keep it for yourself for a day when you need it. So
thank you. That was so beautiful. And the person that I'm giving it to, I can just feel her energy very strongly with this, and it gives me hope for her as well. So thank you so much for that. I love that. So to just first of all let everybody know that I'm here with Gentrie Lee of Sacred Quilters. She's talking about her healing quilts, and she's explained a little bit at the beginning of the video about her healing quilts, about about the incredible work that she's been doing creating these quilts in a cancer setting, as well as giving these out or selling these to other people that have other ailments, and the work that has been productively occurring because of that, the healing that's been occurring because of that. It's been really quite remarkable. The I asked her to do this little exercise with everybody, just so you got a sense of how absolutely incredible her work is. She spoke as well about her intentional quilting class that I've taken part of, and it's very powerful. And there's so many neat steps that she walks you through during that, and that was a different the way she's delivered that class is different than what she's doing now, so they're even more powerful now. She's also spoken about how she has adapted this to different types of mediums, meaning that she's helping artists, she's possibly helping sculptures, people just working in any modality, infusing healing energy into those, and developing classes around that. Comes up whatever comes up. And she has, this is the most exciting part about this, is she has this incredible vision that she has been working on for the last, I'm guessing, at least 6 to 9 months. And it's a vision of a retreat. And this isn't a retreat in the normal sense of when you think of a retreat, like I'm doing, like I'm just doing a little weekend retreat. This is a retreat where you get to go to, and you'll get to partake in this on a ongoing basis. You can probably go back every year. She's developing a whole area. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit more about that, because it's her pearl.
Yeah. This retreat center has been in the back of my mind for a very long time. So when I started the mastermind class with Marilyn, that's the reason why I did the mastermind with Marilyn, and Healing Quilts kind of sprouted from all that. Then now the retreat center has kind of taken on a life of its own. We are in the process right now of doing building plans, blueprints, and, buying the property, and, all that fun stuff that goes with building these places. So the intent is to build this retreat center, and it will be a quilting retreat center, and I'm sure it'll get used locally too for other things. But I will also hold retreats at the retreat center. The initial plan is probably about 3 times a year, where people can come in and learn how to intentionally quilt directly from me. And we will set up a class, whether it's a chakra quilt, whether it's just a regular quilt top, whatever it is that the modality is for that retreat. And you will learn to do exactly what I do, and how to focus your energy and hold it and channel that energy and make those healing quilts, make chakra quilts, make, any form of art you want, into an energetic piece of work that you can give to somebody or keep it for yourself for healing or whatever. So there's just, one person, as a quilter, it takes a while to make a quilt. They just don't happen overnight. So there's only so much one person can do, because there's only so many hours in a day. And so the more people who know how to do this, the more healing quilts can go out there and help people. And as long as the intention is there, and, we're consciously doing this in love and gratitude, then I believe we can make a big difference out there with people who are really suffering.
Sorry to interrupt you. I have a couple more questions on that. One, what if I've got quilts at home that I've already started? Can I do this work with those? Can I infuse from now on, kind of thing? Or does it have to be a brand new, fresh from the ground up quilt?
I don't believe so, because we just charged an existing object with energy. So it's the same concept. If you have an existing quilt, what I would do is fold it up in your lap, and just do the same thing. You could totally do that. To me, when an object is created with the intention, it's a little bit stronger, I believe, because it's, it's like it's in the stitching of the quilt, and it's more ingrained in it, but it's still infusing energy into an object either way. So absolutely, I think you could grab, the quilt on your bed and do something like that with it, and so like every night when you lay under it, yeah,
exactly. Hey, setting an intention. The vision that you have of your retreat center is fabulous, and I love that you are having people come in and learn how to do this with their own quilts. Will you also be teaching people to be teachers of this modality, I guess we could call it?
It could develop into that. I haven't crossed that bridge yet, because we've just developed the class itself. So once we get going with this and get the retreat center going, I totally could envision that happening. Once we get our feet going with the retreats, it could totally end up, having training sessions, week-long training sessions or whatever, and teaching other people how to teach other people to do it. It's all it takes is a little imagination and a little faith and trust and belief. And, it was, like I said, the same thing for me. The first time somebody told me, how it was benefiting them, I was just like, oh, that's just freaking cool. It's like, it kind of blew me away too. I was like, awesome, so let's build on this, let's keep going and take it to different modalities and there's so many places it could go. So
there truly is. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, Gentrie, on so many aspects. Just telling us about your dream, your vision, telling us about the quilts that you've already created and sold, and the ones that have helped, and how you've actually created, the journal so that people can give you these incredible responses regardless of what they are. That's such a beautiful idea. I love that. And the idea of your retreat, and watching, I know I've personally been on the side beside you watching that growth, and it's been really remarkable to watch, and that vision will be so fabulous when the reality is there, and the steps that you're taking to put it in place are remarkable to watch. So this is Gentrie Lee. She is with Sacred Quilters. She has an incredible Facebook page, which we'll throw the link up on here for afterwards. So that's not her, that is her other name there, Gentrie Lemerond. And of course, my name is Sandra Pelly with the Sandini. And like I said, we'll post her link for her page. So she would love to have a lot more people on her page. Share this out to quilters and artists and sculptures and everything that is working in any kind of medium. Throw this out to them, tag them in it, share it to them, because we want to get these incredible gifts spread out throughout the world, these healing quilts, and the concept of this is just remarkable. So thank you guys so much. Any last words that you'd like to say, Gentrie?
Anybody can do this. It just takes a little bit of faith. You don't have to be a super spiritual person. All you have to do is believe and have the intention, and it can be done. So pretty simple way. Just being open to it and trying it out. So
I love that. Okay, then we are going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for being a guest today, Gentrie. I appreciate your time. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks for having me on, Sandra.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. It's saying end.